I'm Team Rocket Admin Jex from Savannah, Alabama, and you're watching Disney Channel. Now get down and give me all your Rattatas. Team Rocket. Actually, you know what? Every single evil team in Pokemon are just stupid. Like, actually, that's more of an understatement. Each of these evil teams has so much resources and manpower and money behind them, and yet, due to such crappy organization, they get taken down by 10-year-olds every single freaking game. Now, the irony is that the police force and the government of each of these games are so disorganized that they still have to rely on rampaging 10-year-olds in order to beat us. But now, I think it's time that we implement a plan. A plan that's going to assist us with our goals and eventually to take over the world. This is your Poké Villains Compendium. Now, to get ourselves started, we need to assess what kind of status we're in. Let's first talk about manpower. When was the last time that you ever saw a Team Rocket defector? Never, right? So manpower is clearly not going to be an issue with all the recruits we have. To add to that, we also have quite a few material possessions and assets to our disposal. Team Rocket has very elaborate bases, has incredible gear, and of course, to top it all off, we have money. Later, we're going to talk about how we want to scale and optimize all of these assets in order to achieve our goals, but we need to talk about our goals themselves. What are they? Here at Team Rocket, our goal is to steal and exploit very powerful and rare Pokemon with the eventual pursuit of conquering the world. Now, there are plenty of issues that we at Team Rocket have that are keeping us from our global domination. So let's stamp them out. First off, our minions here at Team Rocket have nothing real worthwhile when it comes to the fact that 10-year-olds can beat our grunts like they're scraps off their plate. So we really need to focus on the quality of the Pokemon that they have and the quality of the grunts themselves. Out with the Rattatas. We need death machines. I'm talking Tyrannitars, Gyarados, Garchomps, anything that can intimidate, destroy, and most importantly, kill. More on that later. Because we have plenty of people already out in the field, we need to focus on training both the grunts and the Pokemon themselves. We need breeding facilities in order to create Pokemon that can compete on a very high competitive level. We also need battling facilities for people to train their Pokemon, and of course, we need proper boot camps to train the grunts themselves. Our recruits need to be physically fit, they need to be able to handle weaponry, and they need to be on par with the military in both combat and survival skills. Let's think about this for a second. If we are going with global domination as our prerogative, we need a freaking army. And once we're organized and we've essentially made our grunts super soldiers, there is one other thing that is literally holding us back. If we are going to be running a crime syndicate that is going to be ruling over the world, the last thing that we need is morality and ethics holding us back. Remember, our motto is steal Pokemon for profit, exploit Pokemon for profit. All Pokemon exist for the glory of Team Rocket. Let's act like it. When we're stealing Pokemon, we need to be working smarter, not harder. And that means we employ two different methods: force and deception. We will not continue to politely ask that trainers turn over their Pokemon. We will instead use weaponry and threaten them with lethal force, saying, your Pokemon or your life. No longer are we going to sit there and just decide this debauchery with simple turn-based battles. We are going to be on small scales, ambushing people in dark alleys, and on larger ones, we're going to be pulling off grand heists with organized teams, armed to the teeth, and ready to steal the most powerful Pokemon ever. And not only that, they're going to be equipped with the most powerful Pokemon that we have bred and trained just for the job. There are plenty of major scores we can hit. As an example, Pokemon centers and daycares have Pokemon getting shuffled in and out of them regularly, even hourly. They are gold mines, and a team of trained grunts should be able to easily get the job done. And let's take it up a notch. Let's start hitting laboratories. Laboratories are going to have regular shipments of starters that can't be found anywhere else in the world, and yet can evolve into formidable killing machines for our team. On top of that, we can even take the personnel hostage and take lab equipment to aid us in our own labs and our own experiments. Now with force out of the way, let's talk about becoming scam artists. And I don't just mean Slowpoke tails. Do this by setting up Team Rocket sponsored Pokemon centers, daycares, and even Pokemon contest facilities where trainers will regularly process their Pokemon through our venues. Now, before we get to our kidnapping, we need to make sure that these businesses function legitimately. Just like the hostels in the horror movie Hostel, we're going to be scoping out our targets through these venues. And once we have located our target, we simply slip them into a back room, secure the assets, and dispose of any evidence that they were even there. These facilities would be solutions that were fit for the long term, where we are able to steal and acquire powerful Pokemon without any detection. Then, of course, once we have acquired plenty of rare and powerful Pokemon, we have now two options: to turn those Pokemon into enforcers, or alternatively, turn them into straight, cold cash. As the world's greatest Pokemon trafficking ring, we need to do all that we possibly can to increase our influence and spending power. We can start off by bribing politicians and the police force. If they are willing to turn a blind eye to us, then simply put, we can keep exerting our power unchecked over the masses. We also need businesses to laundry our money through. I mean, come on. Why did you think the Rocket Game Corner existed? Just to play games? Casinos are one of the best places to cycle out dirty money from the clean money, and so that way we can acquire proper bills to, expand our power. In fact, let's put Rocket Game Corners everywhere. The more money we can cycle through, the more powerful we can become. And on top of that, we can keep even using them as places that we can trade very powerful and rare Pokemon to illicit collectors. Let's be more ambitious. Casinos, while they're great, let's expand our reach to restaurants, supermarkets, even resorts. Let's create our own chain of brands in every industry there is, so that way we can maintain control over said industries, the people, and most importantly, the money. And of course, once we have all of these legal facilities, we can even use them as hubs for things like administration, trafficking, and even recruitment. But we aren't done yet. Let's make it double. And by double, I mean let's create a monopoly on Pokemon. And how do we do that? Simple. Poaching. Now, we can't target anything that breeds like crazy or has a short lifespan, such as Rattatas or bug Pokemon. We want to target something that's a bit more uncommon, such as Rhyhorns or Tauroses, or even Abras. You see, if we target legendary or pseudo-legendary Pokemon, then we're going to be running up against the issue of the fact that they're already incredibly rare and already incredibly valued, so there are people with plenty of hands in that pie already. We aren't using these Pokemons as enforcers by any means, we're using them as commodities. We're going to take the ideal breeds of those Pokemon and keep them in our own secret facilities and breed those ones. Meanwhile, everything else, we simply kill. And we don't just need to use things like guns and traps. We can get creative. Why not try bioweaponry? And once we've eliminated every trace of a Pokemon of a particular species, we can then very slowly take the Pokemon that we have kept contained in our secret facilities and sell them for top dollar to the most illustrious collectors in the entire world. Oh, and the best part? We can spay and neuter these Pokemon before we trade them to our illustrious collectors, so we don't have to worry about an ambitious breeder starting to compete with us. Oh, and who are they going to tell? The police? I don't think so. Not for illegal Pokemon exchanges, they won't. And now we can rinse and repeat. If anyone competes with us, we can simply send hitmen after them to eliminate the competition. And on top of that, we will have accumulated so much money that we can continue to expand our facilities, our recruitment, and our influence to the point that we have dominated the world. Oh, and if you think I've forgotten something, perhaps a valiant 10-year-old with a Charizard, well, instead of him cleaning off our grunts like scraps off his plate, we will be the one cleaning up him like a scrap off our plate. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That is how we acquire, exploit, and monopolize Pokemon to eventually take over the world. So prepare for trouble, because crony capitalism is going to be blasting us off at the speed of light. And to make it double, because I'm Gentleman Jex. And surrender now, or prepare to click this video over here.
Hey, Editor Jex here, and I just finished a huge marathon of editing this video and realized I didn't do a single evil laugh. So here we go. Okay, bye.